for the first time since that Butler trade. So Brandon Podziemski, Reg, who had to deal with some of his own injury issues of late.
When they get 16 or more, they're winning.
Miami ending that 10-game losing streak the other night as Draymond Green's pass brings this team together at just the right time. Moses Moody elevates and misfires on his first take.
Emotions so high if you're Jimmy Butler. It's all about controlling those emotions and really your heart rate.
And Reggie, the other part of the equation tonight, this guy right here, Andrew Wiggins, all those years as a beloved member of the Golden State Warriors as he faces his former team for the first time. Stops on a dime against Moody, left it short, kept alive by Adebayo. This is Burks.
Burks, he's a bona fide scorer. He's been very serviceable in the NBA for a number of teams.
Here's Podziemski, all NBA rookie first team last year. So here's Bam Adebayo, guy who's always worn his emotions on his sleeve. We know about his closeness with Jimmy Butler. And there he is, Adebayo.
And he took a shot trying to go.
So Golden State trying to find his stroke without Stephen Curry tonight as we play in the early couple of moments. Adebayo to the basket. Numbers down a little bit for Bam, the multiple all-star player for this Heat team. Corner pocket three, Moody. And Moody's now missed his first 3 shots of the night.
And 3 great looks for Moody. He's been shooting the ball very well from 3.
Here's Wiggins coming in off one of the great scoring games of his career. 42 points in that win Saturday against Charlotte. Kalei set up.
Had to throw the ball because it looked like Draymond Green was going to come up with another steal. Jimmy
Butler gets his 8. How he would approach this game in terms of aggression. Would he look to score Reggie early as both of these two teams settle in? Adebayo slowly faces into the paint, off balance.
Or Andrew Wiggins. No Steph.
Good games. Remember, he missed the second best scoring game of his career. And look, Eric Spoelstra told us, we expect him to have a different role than what he had at Golden State. We need him to be 1A, 1B on this team, to be more aggressive offensively.
Butler working in front of the Heat bench, gets the reset against Hero. Shot clock at 4. Butler attracts a third defender. He gets it to Green for the corner 3. And so Golden,
a wide open look.
Figured this out with the team. All their struggles through that long recent losing streak. Good hands defensively. Wiggins with the steal.
Can't turn the basketball over, especially on the road, and especially without a Stephen Curry.
Pick and roll action. Adebayo to the cup. The tip, no. And then it's going to be left.
But they can switch everything.
Miami Heat 16-19 in this building this season. Wiggins finds his spot, elevates, misses badly.
Oh, what a pass.
Off the floor, Butler, and then a clean strip. Wiggins, and then it's taken by Bam. Just an incredible defensive recovery by Wiggins. There's Wiggins off the box, has Podziemski in his chest. Green comes over to double, trying to tie.
Talk about a guy who is catapulted back into the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Draymond Green, look at the contact there.
After he missed those 5 games, couple of weeks.
Oh, look at that. They assumed that Podziemski was going to make it. Gary Payton II sneaks in there. There is no excuse for that.
So a 3-point game as we cross the 8-minute mark left in this first quarter, just underway from Miami. Alec Burks with Podziemski on his hip. Nice little bounce feed.
If there's one thing that drives coaches crazy, is giving up unattempted layups off of a free throw.
Butler set up by Green, misses a little bit too much from deep. So both teams cold here at the start. This is Hero into the paint.
How good has he been all season long? All-star, 3-point champion.
Career high in the season in terms of scoring for Hero is Wayne on so many lead. Wiggins going to bring it over the timeline for a Heat team that begins the night number 10 in the East. Moses Moody, the deflection. Aaron pass, Payton able to get it back. Attacks. Green, corner three, short. Payton keeps it alive again. But Buddy Hield. And this has been an issue with them, as you'd expect. No Stephen Curry, just a completely different script for this Golden State team. How do they navigate things here tonight as Burks?
Quick 5 here in this first quarter for Burks. And what did Steve Kerr tell us? Moody, Podziemski, and Buddy Hield right here. They've got to make threes. It looked like Tyler Hero went down trying to box out Gary Payton. Come up grimacing.
On the Warriors percentage by a significant margin. Jonathan Kuminga has checked in as well for the Heat, for the Warriors. As we hit the midway point of the quarter, Butler sizes up Burks. Good close by Mitchell.
Great defender, Davion Mitchell.
Moody.
Oh, had him.
Post, they got a piece. Out of Bayo, Butler trying to flick it up to the...
To significantly block that shot.
So here comes Davion Mitchell igniting this Miami half-court set. Down the paint all the way through. Wiggins open three, got it!
From his time with the Warriors was that three-point shot. Obviously playing with Stephen and Clay over time really has improved that shooting.
Post on a bounce, trying to get Butler down the paint, and another Golden State turnover. Mitchell into the corner. This is Highsmith, and it's up over the glass.
Miami 4 for the Warriors. Nerves, maybe. We understand the magnitude of this game. Both of these teams fighting for playoff position.
Golden State with Stephen Curry healthy this year, top 6 in the league in offensive rating. Without Curry, dead last. Here comes Moody, the drive and kick into the corner. Kuminga, tough high arching floater, missed every
Tension garnered towards him, and a lot of these guys get layups because Curry's having 2 and 3 guys in his grill. And easy bunny miss there by Bam.
This is some of what we're talking about with Curry in the lineup and without him. Just a completely different set of circumstances. Obviously, Butler has changed them. Even when Curry has been healthy, playing through Butler a lot. But obviously, you don't have the most prolific shooter in the history of the sport tonight. Boy, nice offensive rebound put back.
Jimmy isn't expressing added motivation. The team as a whole is 1,000% motivated for Jimmy in this one. Said as they build trust, it's important to show they have his back, and it's not just him returning, but a whole team mobbing behind him. Now, we all know that Jimmy had a rocky departure. Jimmy told me he's used to being painted as the bad guy, but I asked what he expects if he encounters Pat. Say to me, guys.
Ooh.
Yeah, Reggie, that drew some eyebrows. But as we know, everyone knows Jimmy Butler. You know, he's not a guy who's afraid to rock the boat and to say what's on his mind. He's authentic, love him or hate him. A guy who here in Miami took this franchise to really high highs. You think of those great playoff runs that they had, 2 Eastern Conference championships. But some interesting comments indeed as Wiggins, good start, the tip, couple of chances at it. Miami comes up empty.
I'll always think of Jimmy Butler's tenure here when they were in the bubble in the finals, and that exhausted look, playing so hard versus the Lakers, and he was just laying the second 3 of this first quarter. He left it all out of the tank, and he just looked so gassed. But that's part of that Heat culture, which he kind of downplays now.
Yeah, he had some interesting comments, a couple of seed here in Miami. Just adding to some of the flavor for this one. As Jonathan Kuminga into the corner to Hield. Outside Santos, his first take. And Golden State trying to fight through some early shooting woes.
And now their threes are starting to fall. Can they come up with any stops here? I'd like to start offensively. Miami is put in here.
Adebayo gets it back to Burks, who's a little bit too strong from deep. So Golden State missed their first 8 threes. They've hit 3 of their last 4.
Oh, what a pass.
Boy, the big fella. Reg, you're not supposed to do that when you're that tall.
Wow, very nice.
some of what has made Steve Kerr so impressed with what that young man has given them in his rookie NBA season. 8-2 run for Golden State.
Got to stay down on the pump fake.
And for 76% on the season.
They're down from the last 18 points this season, and Erik Spoelstra telling us, look, with everything that has transpired with our season, Jimmy Butler leaving, Bam has had to take on a little bit more of that leadership role, and that takes energy. And that takes energy out of you, which has kind of affected his play a little bit.
Shot clock down to 3. Podziemski recognizes, boy, covered a lot of real estate, deflects it out, keeps it alive. Santos gets another chance. What a start.
You know, we just can't foul him. I don't mind the mid-range stuff, but if we're fouling him, they're getting their defense set up. So we got to avoid fouling.
Thanks for your time. Back to you.
All right, Taylor. Tyler Hero off the broken play, unable to get the clean shot off. Steve Kerr and Golden State stopped 2 of this 13-day marathon road trip. They begin the night number 6 in the West. Desperately trying to get into the top 4 with all those teams bunched together in the middle of the Western Conference. Jimmy Butler here in the booze when he's touched it. That is... And boy, the kids, the youngsters playing really well for Steve Kerr to start this game.
They started at 1 of 9, now have gone 4 of 5 from 3 for the Warriors. That's a clean look there. By Hero, held him pretty much in check, and that's the second for Hero.
But again, based on what Steve Kerr touched on in our conversation with him, our number 1 priority is to limit Hero. Have to be pleased with what they did in the first quarter, as post quick release is short. Offensive rebound, Green. Opening moments of the second quarter. Draymond looking for Butler underneath, and they get him. Ware.
Great timing there by Ware. That was a dead shot layup for Butler. Ware came out of nowhere.
Anderson going to get him reset to Mitchell. Mitchell probing Butler on the defense. Here comes Anderson. Ware from deep. And that thing's tracked down to the corner by Highsmith. Shot clock resets. Here comes Mitchell into the corner. Miami, 1 to shoot. Highsmith, and another offensive rebound. Here comes Hero, boy, that pat him so lethal.
Offensive rebounds, which led to that floater by Hero. Miami to win the boards.
Heat shooting at nearly a 50% clip. Post thought about the 3 into the paint, left it a little bit short. And right now, Miami winning the battle on the glass. Here comes Mitchell in a blink of an eye, like a light points of the night for Miami.
Boy, Mitchell was like a blur in the open court.
Here comes Draymond up with a little floaters, and Draymond getting his first points. Again, no Stephen Curry. If you've just joined us, you got the report from Taylor at the top that stayed a couple of days off before their next road game. So just trying to get Curry healthy.
They don't play again until Friday.
From that point on, they'll have 10 games, and it's going to be a sprint. Reggie, you just consider everything that's at stake. Where they fit in the Western Conference playoff picture is Ware misses the floater. How
badly do they want that 6th position, right? So they don't get into that playing situation, which Kerr... that's offensive foul on post.
Catching fire, and Minnesota. But they're only 2 games back of the top 4. The Lakers right now are the current team in the 4th slot in the West. As Tyler Hero comes down the paint. And T. Crew.
Averaging 25 points into the primary focus at the offensive end. So we know defensively they've stepped up their intensity. Offensively, they figured it out because they played through Jimmy Butler. He gets so many quality shots for so many people.
Blockbuster trade that really shook up the league and changed much of the landscape in the West on the 5th of February as well. Tonight, Jimmy Butler back in Miami for the first time since that deal. Pat Riley's in the house. And Golden State right now, Red's trying to play out of a 12-point hole. Miami on a 16-5 spurt. Tyler Hero against Hield. Little hesitation. One to shoot. Where? And it's a shot clock.
The impact is right there. They were sitting 10th. Now they're holding on to that 6th spot and a chance to move on up as well.
Good looking.
There's other spots. There's been in bringing in Butler. They need a superstar. In my opinion, changes the dynamic of your team at both ends of the floor.
And remember, they not only traded for Butler, they also gave him a 2-year extension, over $100 million. So now they've got the contracts lined up for their big three with Curry and Green. And they feel like they are primed once again to get right back into the championship chase.
And this is who they need to get going. 0-0 in blue and Jonathan Kuminga. He's the X factor on this team. If he can find a way to fit in, especially off the bench, this team can go to a different level. The fit hasn't been great with Jimmy Butler on this team.
Ware on the box with Hield on his back. Ware elevates. He's got all that length. And offensive talent.
Love it. He's active. He changes and blocks shots at one end. He can stretch the floor. Look at how long he is right there.
Bloomington really became a key cog once all that Jimmy Butler drama and suspension started to happen here. And what a future that young man has in front of him.
35% shooting for the Warriors thus far in this first half.
Knew that this would be a potential struggle without Stephen Curry, but clearly having some offensive issues. Ware on the baseline, working underneath by Draymond.
Looking at Dennis Schroeder like there was contact, no foul.
Draymond.
Zach told him to cut it out, play ball. Enough is enough. Enough talking.
Kuminga gets it back. He's going to let it fly. Still trying to find his form a little bit. Coming back from that injury. Draymond gets it back to Hield, and they just can't shoot straight. Golden State is 5 of 18 from deep. Tyler Hero against Podziemski. Reset Mitchell, knifing inside. Good defense by Santos underneath over the last 6 weeks. Just think of the defensive potential with those two guys on the floor.
And the comments 5 on the shot clock here is a 3 from that guy, and how hard he works and everything in his approach to the game. So much respect.
Indiana, Boston, Phoenix. And on these games, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app.
And here comes Phoenix.
Indeed.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Just when you thought it could get any more interesting in the West. Suns team that has been dealing with high expectations, obviously, the last couple of years. Here comes Hield all the way to the NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience. Happy to have you with us. Downtown Miami, Spiro Dedes, Reggie Miller, Taylor Rooks, rest of our TNT crew. Jimmy Butler's return to Miami. Golden State playing without Stephen Curry. And right now playing in a 12-point hole. Here comes Adebayo. Has been impressive so far. Hard fake against Looney and left it short. And now it looks like Bam a little bit hobbled. Here comes Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga, 7th game for him since his return from that ankle injury. Hard move by Mitchell.
Pull up 3 here.
What beautiful bounce pass underneath Looney. Throw shooter, 55% on the season.
Way to jinx him, Spiro. You didn't have to say that as he was getting ready to attempt.
So 1 of 2. They did get the first, so technically not.
You didn't say anything on the first.
You got me. So a 9-point game. Shot clock into single digits. Wiggins against his former team. Just a pretty.
And that's 1B between him and Hero. Being more aggressive. That wasn't his role with Golden State. He was more of a complementary defensive player. He has to score on this team.
He had 42 against Charlotte, second high game of his career, and 30 against Houston prior to that. Ware got part of 6 years at
Draymond Green, player like that, grieving, going through a process and understanding there's bigger things in basketball. and especially in life. And you have a locker room that supports that, can take you a long way.
Wiggins gets it to Adebayo, left it a little bit short. Warriors looking to push with Hield as we cross the 2-minute mark now before halftime. Kuminga dribbled it off of his foot. The officials say deflected. 10 to shoot. Podziemski. Boy, beautifully done. He got here on his back, and then he bounder gets it to Butler. Well played by Highsmith. Podziemski, 1 to shoot, off balance, and he missed it. Good point. Miami getting into the Warriors tonight with their defense. They've given up only 38 points, and the Warriors shooting sub 37%. Burks left open, and he kicked. 8 points for Burks. It's the best Miami has looked after a little bit of a ragged start. Off balance, little flip by Kuminga. Fight for it, kept alive. Butler, Kuminga to crowd.
Too much in that first half.
Let's check in with Taylor Rooks.
Thanks, Spiro. I chatted with Steve Kerr coming into this half, and I asked him about the Heat team defense and what's causing them issues. He said we need to get some stops here in the third so we can get out and run, guys.
All right, that was not what Steve Kerr was hoping for to begin. What a finish by Bam Adebayo. Brandon Podziemski, and the tip, flailing at it with his right arm.
Sometimes when you're struggling shooting the basketball, seeing a free throw or a layup kind of can get you going.
So no Stephen Curry tonight for Golden State. A pelvic contusion. We heard the report from Taylor right at the top. Second straight game that he's missed. He has been midnight for Burks.
And 4 of 5 from deep.
And Reggie, again, just to kind of set the table, as Payton rebounds in the corner, you just consider what's at stake as Moody gets
West.
4 slot, which is currently controlled by the Lakers. Remember, the top 4 get the home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. Golden State catching fire over the last couple of weeks, certainly since the Jimmy Butler deal, as the landscape in the Western Conference continues to change. Payton the steal. It was Payton who stepped into the start like that. It's a 15-point game.
Oh, what was Taylor talking about with Steve Kerr? They got to get it done at the defensive end. Worry about the offense later.
Wiggins, a driving kick out of Adebayo, corner 3, got it! That could have been a whistle, but nothing against Green. Adebayo's got 21.
And 2 threes.
Look at Wiggins. Just magnificent defense. Adebayo,
Steve Kerr gonna let him play through it.
Moody launches. Butler gets it back to Moody deep.
Can buy one.
3.
Moody really struggling. 2 of 9 now, only 5 points.
And the Warriors from 3 tonight are 5 of 21. Where a little jump hook missed it. This is by far the best Miami has looked, Reggie, since the trade. 5 and 17 since that blockbuster.
Miami. Andrew Wiggins missed 9 of those games with an injury. So they were still trying to figure things out.
Bodies all over the place. So Burks and Podziemski. Golden State controls as we are just past the 9-minute mark in this third quarter. Butler's going to fire. Short.
Doesn't want to take those threes. Very reluctant. Here's a steal by Payton.
Podziemski just can't hit the side of a barn right now. Warriors 5 of 23 and nothing inside. Boy, Hero had a couple of stabs at it. Here comes Butler. Warriors streaking to the... You knew at some point he'd try to turn it up. So we got a 16-point game. Adebayo in the isolation. What a matchup against Green. Offensive rebound Ware, and then the rip. Golden State trying to push tempo at every opportunity.
He's got to go to work.
Green finds the laces, misses front of the rim. Burks from deep. Boy, Podziemski basket hang stop on Golden State's 6-game, 13-day trip. Here comes Wiggins, boy, trying to cock it back. A little bit of contact, no whistle. Podziemski transition three. That's no good. And then Burks knocks it away from Payton. Where?
I love his energy, what he can do for your team. He runs the floor, does all the little things for your team. He got a good one.
Got him with the 15th overall pick. Butler probing, good movement. Podziemski got it. 5 of 27 from 3, and it's a 15-point game.
When you're Golden State, you just want to get this to at least 9 by the end of this quarter.
Miami Heat 16 and 19 at home this season, 30 and 41 overall. Wiggins, boy, that's a elevate. Here comes Podziemski going left-handed flick, and he's going to get to friendly bounce.
Jimmy Butler in his return. Let's give Andrew Wiggins a lot of credit. Facing his former team, a team that he won a championship. When you knew Jimmy Butler was going to get warm, they've stayed aggressive offensively.
Miami just 5 and 17 since the Butler trade that brought Andrew Wiggins here. Wiggins slices in beautifully.
Well, Ware will finish the rest. What a lob threat you have here now for the Heat.
Or you think Mike Woodson wishes he had him for another year in Bloomington? Holy smokes. What a skill set that young man has. Boy, what recognition. So 5 and change left in the quarter. Burks catch and shoot. Boy, he has been
5 of 7 from deep, 17 points in the starting role for Burks.
So Duncan Robinson unavailable tonight on that Miami bench. Boy, Podziemski going glass.
Here's the problem. They can't put a string of stops together. Miami clicking offensively.
So we crossed the 5-minute mark in the quarter. Here comes Ware. Unbelievable.
That was a 7-footer, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. And a rookie at that.
Kel'el Ware leaving him breathless here in Miami. Moody in the corner. Look at Wiggins' defense as Hield misses in the corner. Sixth best offensive rating team in the league with him healthy, but they're dead last without. Obviously a different team with Butler. Couple of fakes beautifully done by
lob by Butler.
So 10 points for Kuminga. 7th game since making his return from that ankle injury that cost him more than 2 months. Wiggins steps into a 3. Boy, Hield got a piece. And Wiggins wondering where the whistle was. Podziemski is bumped, and now Brandon State looks like he's okay. Inbound to Butler. Working on Highsmith across the paint. Hangs! The ultimate player friend all these years out in Golden State. It really seems like it potentially is the perfect fit for who Jimmy Butler is.
Well, it's going to be tested as well because Jimmy, he marches to the beat of his own drum at times.
Knocked around. The officials say stay here. Loose ball foul.
Asked him about their relationship. He's like, look, it was great until it wasn't, right? You know, things happen, and, you know, down the road, 10, 15 years, when they have a chance to kind of revisit the situation, they'll understand how great a situation it was for everyone.
Here comes Jonathan Kuminga. Drive sets the table for Santos. Wiggins has been all over the gym tonight.
What a block again by Wiggins.
That's his 3rd block of the night, and we're still in the 3rd quarter here. Wiggins clearly averaging more than 21 points per game. He shot it really well since coming over in the trade. And he has been sensational so far tonight. Here's Davion Mitchell. Shot clock at 2. He's got to work quickly. Underneath, Looney got a piece. That's a steal. So Golden State, all their shooting struggles, they've got possession and a chance to cut into a 13-point deficit on a night in which they're playing without Stephen Curry. Reset Podziemski, 5 to shoot. Elevates, short.
So he's got to look to be aggressive.
Wiggins, deep 3, a little bit too much. And up the floor comes Golden State. Inside of 2 minutes left in the quarter. Kuminga leading that bench brigade a little bit too much. Hero on the break. Everything but the finish. It's a little bit of a lull now for both of these two teams. Final 90 seconds of the quarter. This is Podziemski trying to create this space.
Podziemski offensively, again, he was struggling in that first half, has come alive.
Wiggins, good help defense. Santos coming over.
What did I say? I wanted the Warriors to get this down to at least 9 by the end of this third quarter. They have a shot here.
And then some. Here comes Hield. Good movement. Kuminga. Splash! 2 points in the last 5 minutes.
And Tyler's been real quiet in this third quarter.
Boy, that's a tough lead with Santos coming over. That ends an 8-0 Golden State run. Jonathan.
Coach Spoelstra talking about the fourth quarter. That's kind of been the issues for this Heat team, has been their fourth quarters. So they're going to have to do a better job at both ends. And here's the steal by Mitchell to start the fourth.
Exactly. During that stretch, combined 125 points. That was the worst stretch. Fourth quarter play differential in the league. Obviously a big point of contention. How do they finish this game against the shorthanded Warriors?
For Golden State, you had cut it down to 8. And then 8 straight by the Heat.
Tyler Hero against Quentin Post. Doing his dance into the paint. Outside to Mitchell. 5 on the timer. Streaks inside. Adebayo. Rims out. Mitchell starting to put his imprint on this game for the Heat.
His energy and effort. That's the imprint right there.
Minute gone by in the fourth. Here comes Anderson. Adebayo's been sensational. Off balance. No. And Buddy Hield with a loose change underneath. Told you about where these two teams sit. Golden State, number 6 in the West. 1-game lead over the Clippers in Minnesota. Here's Butler spinning, goes glass. Well played by Highsmith. Miami meantime, number 10 in the East. Trying to hold on in that play-in section of the standings. Errant pass, Highsmith, turnover. I beg your pardon, Hero. Anderson, boy, able to poke it away from the rookie from the back. And then at the other.
That's 13 turnovers.
Fishers are going to get into the rotation for Steve. Second team foul against Miami. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. Poked away. It's loose. Highsmith, unbelievable hustle. And then Spoelstra will not. And they're out of challenges, right? Remember, they missed the challenge earlier, so they don't have one here. Beautiful give and go.
And then he just causes another turnover by anticipating that back cut by Hield.
Mitchell has really started to become a bigger piece for Eric Spoelstra, especially since the trade. Adebayo, boy, trying to cock
Got it to 8, and then they just ran out again.
Everyone asking just how go.
That's what's left to prove. Can they do it when the lights are the brightest?
It is going to be fascinating to watch with the playoffs just around the corner. Jimmy Butler attacking into the corner to Moody. Shot clock at 5. Moody, everyone kind of stagnant, so he just fires and he misses badly. And Moses Moody tonight is 0 for 6 now, Reggie, from deep.
Had been shooting the ball really well coming into tonight from 3.
Anderson underneath, Adebayo just a reload. You know, you just think of all the
in the dogfight they're in for trying to get up to number 9 in the East, try to catch Chicago so they can have, you know, that 1-game home court advantage in that 9-10 matchup. So there's a lot of games to be left to play for them as well as the Jimmy Butler in this second half offensively.
First points for Golden State here in the fourth. And it took nearly 4 minutes. When you look up, they're only down 16 points. Highsmith off the deflection gets it to Anderson and nets it.
In that shot, not known to be a three-point shooter.
Warriors trying to work quickly again. No Stephen Curry if you're just hopped on with us. Pelvic contusion. You see, misses a second straight game, third in his last three this season. And right now playing in a 17-point hole. Wins 30 and 41 on the season coming into tonight. Butler continues to hear it. Is Moody. He said it's hard to be a role player on a team that's bad and that's losing. But obviously roles have gotten a little bit more defined now as hero
with this Heat team.
That's right, Reggie. Tyler told me that his shot profile has improved and changed so much. Said at the beginning of the season he was only shooting threes and layups. But of course, then teams started guarding him to where he just couldn't get any good open looks from three. Now he's really trying to take advantage of the middle game, his floaters, his runners, the mid-range, just being efficient there and creating for his teammates. And we're seeing that tonight, guys.
It's been interesting, Taylor. His overall shooting percentage this year is up despite a higher volume overall. But as Taylor mentioned, the shot profile has changed a little bit, trying to round out his game. He's been incredible.
126 made threes coming in tonight. 4 more tonight for Hero.
He's got Duncan Robinson in his sights with 10 regular season games left after tonight for the Miami Heat. As we come up on the midway point of this fourth quarter, Adebayo set up travel violation. That they ended with the win here over the weekend against Charlotte. Is this enough to now catapult the Heat to the final couple of weeks of the season? Pat Spencer has checked in now for Steve Kerr. Looks like Golden State Reggie's going to wave the white flag with Jimmy Butler and the rest of the starters on the bench.
Gives Curry extra time, and that's when they're thinking his possibility of him returning from that pelvis contusion.
So Santos makes it a 21-point game. Mitchell to the rim. Outside Hero. Miami in no hurry, trying to run that clock. 4 seconds to shoot. And actually spending 5 days here in Miami, which is a really
could be trouble.
Strange quirk in the schedule. Indeed.
That could be trouble.
We've seen a lot of teams fall prey to that. A little floater underneath.
New places you don't want to spend extra time.
At least if you're the coaching staff. Fight for it underneath. Bam Adebayo able to get his hands on it. So Golden State with this loss, barring any last-second runs here, still 4 minutes and change. Things potentially getting a little more interesting in that Western Conference playoff chase. Adebayo against Looney, fading, but just missed.
About the footwork there by Bam Adebayo. That is tremendous.
So Bam Adebayo, 27 points. So much for his
dunking off the glass.
So Steve Kerr will continue to shuffle guys in and out. Kevin Knox, who Golden State just signed to a contract yesterday, will check into the game as they try to round out the bottom portion of their roster for their playoff push. Mitchell fully. So Trace Jackson Davis checking into the game now for Steve Kerr. As we move inside of the 4-minute mark, Jonathan Kuminga leaning in.
Be back on the floor for the Mavericks.
Jaime Jaquez tonight for kind of an anticlimactic return for Jimmy Butler to Miami tonight. As Golden State will fall to 16-5 since that blockbuster trade in early February. A nice finish under. Getting his first chance at some late game run. Morrison, the rookie, 3 collegiate years at Arizona. Straight away, Santos. 3 minutes left. Miami Miami catching fire from three-point range tonight. A big part of the story as they hold this double-digit lead. Anderson taking Knox underneath. Into the corner, Larson. He's got that pretty strong
Off the bench.
Spencer picks up the dribble, turns, and Mitchell with the loose change. As Eric Spoelstra touched on in our conversation, even during that losing streak, he said there were stretches where you could see what it could potentially look like with this team.
And they were in some games, but you mentioned the fourth quarter woes during that losing streak. And again, Wiggins missed a lot of time because of injuries as well, but this is a pretty good version of what Eric Spoelstra has to work with.
Miami's going to get to 6-17 since the Butler trade.
He was fantastic. The shot blocks.
Just incredible coaching here over the years. Can he somehow get this Miami Heat team back into the NBA postseason? As we come up on the final 90 seconds. Larson against Knox. Trying to lob it to Ware. Kuminga into the corner. Santos too much. And we're down to 70 seconds.
Ware now with a double-double. 14 points, 10 rebounds for the rookie.
Again, our NBA on TNT doubleheader continues. Coming up, Oklahoma City and Sacramento coming your way next. Jared Greenberg, Greg Anthony, Lauren Jabari will have the call. As we are inside of a minute now in Miami. Larson's three with the shot clock about to wind down. Here's Trace Jackson Davis. Old, but it's been a numbers game for Steve Kerr and company with some of the new pieces. So Miami's going to get to 31-41 now in the season. They'll improve to 17-19 at home as Mitchell. And a Heat team that began the night in that final play-in spot in the Eastern Conference, trying to stay within striking distance. They shot 17 of 25 from three, and they're going to spoil Jimmy Butler's return home.
And what did Steve Kerr say? When they make 16 or more, the Heat, they're nearly unbeatable. They had 17.